Some solutions for home heating, cooling, and electricity use the natural resources around us, like the earth and sun. Geothermal and solar power systems may seem pricey up front, but can offer amazing advantages and savings in the long term. Meet Dave, who has both systems installed in his house in New Jersey.
Paying utility bills is almost like paying rent on an apartment. You never get that money back. You don't build any equity, and you don't control what that payment is. When I decided to invest in the system, I guess it first depended on whether or not I could get a second mortgage loan. And when I did, the difference being that I'm paying the mortgage loan off. I control those payments, and it builds equity in my house.
We bring a specific environment, a controlled environment, into a building to keep people comfortable, healthy, and to keep the house clean. While we're doing it, we're actually limiting our importation of oil, burning of coal and natural gas, so that we limit the CO2 and carbon monoxide going into the air. Each system that we install in an average house, we're eliminating about 19,000 pounds of carbon dioxide per year per ton. So a house like this with 10 tons, it's 190,000 pounds per year over a 30-year life cycle. So that's a lot of carbon that we've taken out of the air.
And when I realized that geothermal could not only cut my heating costs, but also my air conditioning costs and my hot water costs, it seemed like a pretty good investment, even though it was what some would consider expensive.
So what we do is we put piping in the ground, which we call the geo-exchange, and we transfer thermal energy. The ground is normally around 53 degrees here in Jersey, so we're bringing 53 degrees into the house, into one of our units. It goes into a compressor, it's compressed, and as it comes out hotter, okay? So we can go anywhere from 70 degrees to 105 degrees, depending on what the thermostat and the computer in the unit tells it to do, so that you maintain that comfort level all the time.
So this is one of those really cool touchscreen thermostats, but the coolest thing about it, especially with the Geo-System, is I don't have to touch it.
You're not burning anything to create anything. You're moving thermal energy. That's all you're doing.
You just set it and leave it alone, because it automatically adjusts. The airflow stays constant. You just tell it, I want it at 70 degrees, and it turns on and off when you need it to. And actually, you can set it so it's on auto. So in the fall or in the spring, when it gets hot and cold at times, you can tell the unit, just keep it at 70. When it gets too hot, it turns the air conditioning on. When it gets too cold, it turns the heat on.
Now, if you go to Germany, for instance, you cannot build a house unless it's geothermal. They are a lot farther down the line in Scandinavian countries, all through Europe, than we are. They have about a 25% penetration rate with geothermal on all their homes and buildings over there. They also do a lot of solar and wind compared to us. Now, let's just take geothermal in the United States. We're not even at 1/2 of 1%. And they're at 25%. So basically, the American consumer isn't learning what he should know about this, and the reason is because there's not a lot of education, a lot of publicity going on about it.